All right, everyone. So fantastic job on the TBL. So at this point, we're going to pilot another segment called Tbl Plus, or Personalized Learning and Unified Synthesis. So I know you received a handout over the weekend that described the process and a little reminder about how to generate clinical questions, as well as the criteria that the faculty will give you feedback on for this exercise. So I'm going to just very briefly walk you through the exercise with its tasks, and then I'll have you begin. So the first thing you're going to do as a team is to identify a question that was generated from this TBL module today. If you could use a PICO format, which again is patient intervention, patient intervention, comparison, and outcome, that would be great. As a quick reminder, those questions that are formatted as such are often foreground questions. They're targeted specific questions around diagnosis, treatment, or prognosis, whereas general background questions, general learning, are often not framed as a PICO question, but you can kind of search in general for those kind of background questions. All right, an example might be a background question could be, is there any role or purpose for a digital rectal exam ever in the physical exam? A foreground question, let's take diagnosis as an example. A diagnostic foreground question might be, in asymptomatic males as the P, for the I being digital rectal exam, the C being comparison, so let's say prostate-specific antigen testing, and then O being improved diagnosis. So that's an example of a PICO question, if possible, and you're doing a foreground question. We put the minutes in there as a rough guideline for how long we thought it would take as a team to do that. The second task here is to perform your literature search. So as the worksheet guides you along on, there's different types of sources you can look at. Primary literature, meaning actual articles. You can use secondary sources like Dynamed or UpToDate or digested sources. So you'll know, since this is time limited, you want to be strategic in where you're going to search and what you're ultimately going to select. So therefore, step 3 here is to analyze the information source or sources, including the strengths and weaknesses of the types of sources that you found. The example that we gave you, the student, I believe, had picked 3 or 4 sources and then analyzed all of them very briefly. Step 4, or task 4, is to synthesize the information. So based on that one source or a few sources that you selected, what's the bottom line answer to the question that you generated, right? All of this are essentially individual questions that you'll answer in Blackboard to ultimately post your answer in Blackboard to each of these questions individually. And what's going to happen is, over the course of the next week or 2 maximum, the faculty who've been involved in this TBL, including myself and Dr. Lin, will give you feedback on your information seeking, as well as your critical appraisal skills, meaning the skills of the analysis and the synthesis of your answer. That's the kind of full critical appraisal. So, if there are any questions, I'll take them now.
All right, so I'm going to walk you through how to post your team's answer into Blackboard. So first, we're going to log into Blackboard. Then, we're going to go to our course, Pathology. Then, we're going to go to the discussion board, which is in Discussions. Then, this is the exercise on self-directed learning, so you want to go to the self-directed learning discussion forum. And you'll see that there are all these different answers posted in here. So what you want to do is create a thread by pressing the Create Thread button. You should put your team number in the subject header. So I'll be team 33. And then in the message, you'll answer all of the 4 questions. So for number 1, you'll write your question. If you framed it in PICO format, then you should put it in PICO format. Number 2, you'll tell us where you searched to find your answer, whether that's PubMed or internet or elsewhere. Then in number 3, you'll tell us about which source or sources you ultimately used to answer your question. provide the citation for the works that you selected, and then tell us about the strengths and weaknesses of the sources that you selected. Then, for number 4, you will write in a few sentences some feedback synthesis about what you found in the sources and how that helped you answer your question. And after that, you just hit submit, and that's it.
So it's been accepted by the 2016 World Cup.
It's like it's frozen. Maybe it's working slower.
I'm already thinking. It's like, this is a good source. Do we really want it? So systemic review articles, and then articles. This is actually kind of a challenging task. I know. I'm glad we had a question. Me too. Is this what they're going to have to do after TBL? It seems like.
I think it's probably more fruitful than not.
No, but I don't think we only have like 2 more TBL left. Not me for next year. Thank God. When they emailed us, that was the only thing I was thinking. I was like, thank you God.
Every time I try like pasting this thing, it freezes.
Does someone?
Is it a link or is it a citation? Just email me a citation.
Oh, are you just putting all the citations at the top?
Or you could. You're supposed to. That's how we do it.
Okay, and then we're
add
just
your
having.
citations there, and it needs to be alphabetical order, so make sure you do post it accordingly.
And then the information is just below.
It does. It just hates me right now.
Would someone mind reading what I wrote?
I can
For
read.
strengths and weaknesses and decide if you feel comfortable. Will you read the strengths and weaknesses that I wrote? Thank you, sir.
Why is there so much space between what you wrote?
That may have been me. I was trying to give you guys all space to write for your creativity and such.
Oh, what the?
Oh, okay, was that yours?
Hey guys, what question was? Yeah, do you have what questions? I think you have to edit and you can paste this. I just had a formatted text.
I'm just gonna hit this dude up. That was unfortunate.
Now that you've analyzed the data, then use the one you did.
Yes, I did. I marked it as 4. Also, I changed yours to bullet points because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 for the question.
Go for it.
I did already.
Oh, okay.
Sounds good, Miracle. Can we remove the link?
I haven't put my citations in yet.
Okay. Lou, can I remove your link for Harvard Proxy Knowledge?
He doesn't want to open my email.
And you said everything's in MLA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the link is on the document. You go into the...
Which one is it? Now you get out of control. I have not just deleted it. I can do it. This is the PCR. Lou got it.
Yeah, that's it.
I got you. Okay. Can I delete it now? Yeah, you
Great question. So, how did you frame your question? Were you looking for answers?
Okay. Then, do you want to start from the top?
Reviewing? I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can go back.
I really don't know how to
Shut
sign
off.
this.
I'll give you 2 types of answers. They're not
Oh, yeah, here we go. They already wrote it for me. Thanks, guys.
Did I just citation?
Take a break.
1 second. There.
Okay. And you would be. I'm gonna copy and paste the movie above Alan because you're E.
Oh, yeah. Alphabet and all that.
in the diagnostic.
Okay. And then, so below this, we're supposed to just add what we got.
I don't know.
Who's Stark, Jennifer R. et al.
Should we just... Oh, that's me too. It's an MLA already. So
that one,
QRST.
yeah, but that one has an author, right? So it's kind of weird.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure. When you hit cite this article, that's what they put.
Did you use the same thing we used?
No. I just went to citation. Yeah.
Wait, is
That's what we did.
It's a paper too. That's wrong, right?
No, I don't think it's wrong. I think it's okay.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, Stark et al.
Yeah,
That's an MLA.
even Alan's. Oh yeah, I mean, I think the rest of us don't have authors listed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I got your citation.
Wait, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so we can delete this.
You're so ABC. Okay. there you go.
So do we need these bottom things?
So therefore, that's
What thing?
Like the actual excerpts?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Don't delete mine.
Oh, I deleted mine already.
Okay, so
Oh, you want?
Not yours.
Friends,
can we delete
what
the
do we?
ones we have?
Should we delete them?
Okay, can we remove everything
But the question, don't delete
up till we use a combination of?
I'm gonna delete mine. What
Yeah,
does
you
it
can
mean?
delete that.
No.
Someone delete it for me?
No, I'll delete it.
No, I didn't delete it.
I'm gonna copy
delete
mine before you
stuff.
delete
I
it.
wasn't deleting it.
I
Every
just
time I was ready to delete, it moved up.
Can I delete yours?
The computer has a monitor.
I have it on my clipboard if you
wait.
guys want
Are,
to.
are you?
So I'm going to take a very quick time out. It's come to my attention as I've walked around in the other floor that some teams are wrapping up or just finished up. That is fine. Before you go, let me give you like the 1 or 2 minute
up to you.
kind of teaching tip thing,
Yeah,
and then
I
I'll
think
let
we can
everyone
delete that, right?
continue. One main thing that emerged as I walked around is when you set your question, essentially some people were asking general questions for personal learning. An example, how can we teach better around visual recognition of cancer? That was like a very specific medical education question. That's fine too, and that's appropriate, because we were really curious about you answering a question about your learning in some gap that you have. Another kind of background question was, do digital rectal exams get utilized ever? Right, not just for prostate cancer, but in general, is there a role on a physical exam for digital rectal exam? That's still a background kind of question. Now let me distinguish that with a foreground question. A foreground question is a targeted specific question with a real specific aim like diagnosis, treatment, or prognosis. Typically it's one of those 3 realms. So that's where the PICO question comes into format more. A question that's a foreground question is often better suited for a PICO question. You know, we gave you an example on the worksheet. I'll give you one that I saw as I walked through here. In patients who are asymptomatic, the intervention being digital rectal exam, that's the I, the C being a prostate-specific antigen blood test, the O being improved diagnosis of prostate cancer. That's a foreground question on diagnosis about prostate cancer.
Should we get rid of treatment?
Whereas a background question is more of a general question. So that said, I imagine we're going to get flavors of both, and what it has taught Dr. Lynn and myself is we'll probably want to teach you more about background versus foreground questions before we engage with these kind of tasks. So we're happy to be continual learners and learn from this pilot. So with that said, if you've finished, you're okay to go. If you've posted your answer in Blackboard, if you're not, carry on. We do want you to finish up the task and then kind of go. All right, thanks.
Oh, yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah, so,
That's a compliment.
It sounded like it was coming from like headphones that they were speaking.
oh, like
Did we actually look up a treatment? Do we want to just say the difference in prognosis?
No, we're just saying one has a more aggressive treatment.
Oh,
So let's delete treatment then.
oh, they said one has a more aggressive treatment. So they
Okay,
addressed it.
read
Read yours.
3.4, yeah.
When assigning multiple versus intervention to most common.
At the end, we should all jump up and high five and like have to do it.
Yeah,
Are we good?
I would add one word.
I like it.
There.
I can't forget this.
That was a bad high five.
That was a bad high five.
You guys will get better at it.
We got
I
it.
got 15.
Don't worry. What?
You guys will get better at the high five.
I think so.
I think so.
We had to do the group high
How are we gonna do group high five?
Yeah, should we be in the middle? Go team.
Yeah, I think it's good. If you guys want to put it in.
I'll paste it.
Sure, because your computer doesn't like the guy.
Can we trust it?
Can you trust me to do it?
Yeah, she's probably gonna hit cut.
I don't know why.
You got it.
You got knocked out?
Yeah, you can do it. You got this.
Out of Blackboard.
I can do this, guys.
I believe.
It's so weird. I feel like every group, almost every group in this line is missing one person. They're missing Rishabh, they're missing Neha. The last person is like we're missing Paul. You got it?
Okay, guys, check to see if it's up.
I don't think
I
you can.
don't actually know.
Let me check. Oh yeah, I see your name.
Do you see table 29?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, but it's
Is it
empty.
complete?
No, I'm just kidding.
Good work.
Alright,
Who's the one who's white? Whatever.
are we gonna?
What happened?
Someone didn't paste in plain text, but it's okay.
That's
Are we doing the team high
possible.
five?
This is like code class. Are we doing high five?
Is it like the final shot?
Alright, Dean Kadiri on 3.
Are we doing that? Are we?
1, 2, 3.
Team
You said you were there.
That was beautiful.
I thought we had a name. We were MetLife Crisis.
Oh yeah.
Team Rashad.